let's talk about the players that feel that stigma and wouldn't be confident coming out, because I've had a lot of players, managers, young academy players, parents coming out to me who wouldn't feel comfortable, and we need to really start having conversations.
Well, yeah,
why that's the case.
I'm surprised there is. Paul Hawksby, Charlie Baker here on TalkSport. Our next guest had a good professional career over 20-odd years, played for Millwall, for Brentford, Southend, AFC, Wimbledon. And at 43, made public his ADHD diagnosis. It feels it did maybe affect some sort of decision-making and behaviours during his football career, and explained a lot to him. He now wants to help others, not just in football, but beyond. Mark Phillips joins us. Good afternoon, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Afternoon, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, really welcome.
Yeah. I mean, so what led you to the diagnosis? I mean, was it kind of a self-awareness thing, or was it other things?
It was a very long journey. I think I've always known my whole life I've been different in some kind of way, but could never put your finger on it. But then fast forward kind of 30, 40 years, my son, he struggles at school, particularly around them GCSE years, which are the kind of prevalent times that change happens. He was getting a lot of detentions for talking, getting out of his seat. That extra level of focus was needed. And so it was conversations round our home about ADHD, what it may be, that started presenting on social media posts and things about that I was really experiencing, and made the most sense for me for years, really. So that's where it comes from.
Is it hereditary? Is there a feeling that is the case, or not? Is that not connected?
There's various studies, and still, this is groundbreaking stuff going on daily at the minute.
Yeah.
Before 2008, there wasn't a diagnosis above the age of 16. So this is why it's really new territory. You have to have some perspective on this. But it was just, it's just so prevalent in life, and a typical ADHD, I've completely slipped from my mind of what you just said there. So if you could,
I wonder if it was hereditary and whether.
Yeah. So there's strong evidence. Yeah, that's pretty much across the board. It's hereditary.
Okay.
You are born with this. It's not something that develops from obviously trauma or things like this that are reported, which have an impact to play in life experiences. And this is why it's so undiagnosed, because there's a typical stereotype of what it could be, but actually ADHD is unique to every single person. This is why it was never on my radar, and why so many people are unaware of it, out there struggling in life with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's neurodivergency is different in every single person, and it's in my family. But my son is diagnosed ADHD, but it sounds like diagnosed ADHD, like it's some big sentence. Is actually when you are told you have it, or you have it, you can learn to manage it. You can understand your triggers. You can understand what's going to maybe make you spiral, or maybe make you hyper focus, and you can so use it, as we always say, to as a superpower. You can sort of lock into it and use it as a positive in your life. Yeah,
this is why I'm so passionate. I've been fortunate enough to, my passion, my kind of hyper focus has been football. And this is why I'm twinning the world of football with the neurodivergent space, because it's so obvious how apparent the world of football and other industries go hand in hand. And that's why I didn't discover my neurodivergence till after football, because it literally, as you said, the management strategies, coping techniques, football was that for me. That physical release, that high intensity elite level training managed my executive function, my emotional regulation, that structure of football, training games. So I don't really like that broad statement that all footballers struggle after their career ends. It's very true, but let's get a bit more precise, that we're all different. And actually, the PFA are saying that 60% of footballers have got neurodivergence. So how many of us out there are struggling or lost and unsure of things in football and the broader scheme of life? And that's really why I've become passionate.
Mark, do you think your career would have been any different had you had an early diagnosis, maybe at the start of your football career?
I think huge, yeah. It definitely would have. Just the management things have been unsure. Change was a big thing for me. I had a few chances.
Well, as a footballer, that's just part and parcel, isn't it? Really?
Part and parcel of it, like you said, and also looking on to the next game. But if I'd known I had a neurodivergence of some sort going on, we could manage it. So for me, I always thought the next game I was a failure. So because I was always present in the moment. So it was almost like I've forgotten all the great things I'd done, which is a full football ethos. So you're only good as your next game. But equally, it's really important, because as I got older, I started watching the clips of how good I was. And that then allowed me to go onto the pitch, knowing how good I was and believing, and then thriving and almost being like a character performing. And no surprise, I suddenly from that period player of the year, 12 goals from centre back. Like, it just spiraled from there when I actually had that belief in myself. And I think that's the understanding, along with change. Yes, change new clubs can be upheaval for any player.
Sure.
Changing your family, your kids, schools, new environment. Will it work? Won't it work? Big money. There's so many dynamics to be. If you're aware of that, I turned down moves based upon that fear of that. It was overwhelming, that change for me. So that understanding that actually it's going to be okay. You're going to probably go on to a much better career, because I had some big moves come in that could have happened.
It's a strange beast. It's a strange beast, because you get that catastrophizing of this is going to go very, very badly. But at the same time, you almost present to other people as someone who's incredibly confident or loud or all those things. And then you can be on your own and think, I am dreadful at this.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
I'm just interested. I mean, I'm not knowing it.
Which, when you're in a team sport, must be really, really difficult.
You guys know a lot about the subject. I'm just wondering how you arrive at a diagnosis of ADHD.
So it came about from my son. So from my playing career, I had a few things happen. My dad passed away from motor neuron disease very suddenly. I had a divorce. So there's lots of obvious signs why I could be struggling in life, but they weren't the answer. So that's when I fast forward to my son's diagnosis. That's when this made sense. Yes, I was struggling. Life things happen, but this wasn't giving me no longer term improvement or enjoyment of life. So that's when it made sense. And I contacted the company that didn't. Luckily, I've got the money to go private, not this horrific waiting list. The assessment, we just said off air that the assessment is the wrong word. Yeah. It was an informal chat. It was the lady was beautiful, the way she elocuted things. She explained such obvious things why I would be struggling and why it's come apparent from the end of my career. And it was probably the most powerful moment in my life, the most emotional. I was floods of tears. I'm a very emotional person as it is. And now I can embrace them parts of me that I hid, like we said, becoming different characters to fit in, particularly in a male-dominated sport that I was in.
Yeah.
And really own who I am and start learning who I am actually at 43 years old, and actually recognising that I saw it as a failure, but actually I've done some hugely successful things over life that everyone around me saw, but inside I didn't feel good about myself. My self-esteem was low, all from the byproducts of unknown ADHD and autism.
So, Mark, you want to help others. So you are the neurodivergent footballer. So, I mean, people reaching out to you? Would you like to be able to go into academies or speak to the club's medical staff? Because obviously these players, the very top level, multi-million pound assets to clubs, and they could be getting more out of them with a little bit of help.
Yeah. I've got different kind of levels to this, where initially I want to kind of use the football platform, social media. We've got a YouTube channel to invite ex-professionals, professionals on, and professional medical staff in the neurodivergent space. Social medias, like you said, under Neurodivergent Footballer, just to, like I did, spread that awareness, and mainly the understanding. It's not awareness, it's the understanding.
Sure.
That's key to it. And that's what brings me on to more of the longer term plans in football. We've got these hugely talented players, male and female. Clubs are investing into them. The man management staff, coaches is so much developed in the modern game now that it's just black and white to me. It's so common sense that why wouldn't you know your difference in these players? And it can, and you're hyper focused on people use superpower word. I'm not quite keen on superpower because there is a real difficult side to the kind of neurodivergency. But why wouldn't you? Because if you can be successful and know how that player ticks when they're playing well and not playing well, and get the best out of them, that's going to help you as a coach, a manager, a club owner financially. And equally, diversity is the thing which is amazing in this world in all different types. So why wouldn't you let that hugely creative, impressive individual express themselves, and you tap into that and feed that, knowing the differences and being able to hone it with the management skills that we touched on. The game's going to evolve hugely because 60% it's no, and that's just the players we know, by the way. Let's talk about the players that feel that stigma and wouldn't be confident coming out, because I've had a lot of players, managers, young academy players, parents coming out to me who wouldn't feel comfortable, and we need to really start having conversations.
Well, I'm surprised there is a stigma. That is, that is very surprising. But the neurodivergent footballer, Mark Phillips, you'll find him on social media if you want to reach out. It's been good to meet you, Mark. Best of luck.
Great to meet you. Appreciate it.
Really, really interesting subject. So, Mark Phillips there. It's Paul Hawksby, Charlie Baker.